Bunny shopping is so much fun. When I found out I was getting a bunny, obviously the first thing I started doing was shopping. There are so many products that are marketed specifically for rabbits that either are not necessary, potentially be dangerous. So here are the 5 most common bunny products that I decided to skip and why. Number 1, the wooden bunny bed. Now, I will be the first to say that this is like the most adorable, cutest thing ever. In every single like Instagram video, believe me, nobody wanted to love this thing more than I did. I even bought it on Amazon and I ended up returning it. And this is because I heard of a story of another bunny owner whose bunnies had actually got stuck in between the wooden slots on the bed and could not get unstuck. And unfortunately, the bunny panicked and the bunny choked. And once I heard that story, I knew that that was it for me. I'm not saying that every wooden bunny bed is dangerous, and I'm not saying that anybody who owns one, something bad is going to happen to your bunny. I'm just saying that it's not worth the risk for me and my bunny. So, number 2, the fluffy fancy bed, fluffy pet beds. And again, I wanted one. My dog has several. She has one in each room, some rooms 2. Now, there are 2 reasons why I decided against getting her a fluffy bunny bed. The first reason is because rabbits chew. And if Bijou decides to start chewing up the materials of one of those fluffy beds, I have to worry about a couple things. What is she digesting? Is it toxic? Is it dangerous? Is it going to cause her to go into GI stasis? The other reason is much more practical. And that's because she's probably going to pee on it because bunnies pee a lot. She's a baby bunny. We really don't have her litter habits under control yet. It's not necessarily one of those things where she has an accident, I could just spray it and then like blot it up and then go along about our day. If she pees on this big fluffy bed, then I'm probably washing it, and the likelihood of her possibly peeing on it every day is pretty high. But for now, between the possibility of her eating it and the possibility of her peeing all over it, I'm skipping the fancy beds. All right, now number 3 isn't actually one product. It is an entire category, and that is rabbit treats. And this one sent me down a complete rabbit hole, no pun intended. I assume that if something was literally being sold as a rabbit treat, then somebody somewhere figured out if whether these treats were rabbit friendly or not, meaning like should the rabbit be eating this or not. But apparently I was putting way too much faith in the bunny on the package because there are yogurt drops and then there's like treats with like seeds and like nuts and then really sugary items. All kinds of things that are marketed towards rabbits that rabbits should absolutely 100% not be eating. And that's when I actually started reading ingredients instead of looking at how cute the front of the package was. This has also made me realize exactly how much we trust packaging. We see something with a picture of a bunny on it and we automatically assume that it must be good for a bunny. But marketing something for an animal and that thing actually being good for the animal are 2 completely different things. Number 4, this one's debatable, but you know, I just got to speak my truth here. A harness and a leash. Before I started researching rabbits, there was a small part of me that pictured myself walking around with Bambina and Bijou just scrolling around the boardwalk thinking, oh, this is like my life with like my chihuahua and my bunny. But then I started to learn more about rabbit anatomy, and here is the matter of fact. Rabbits have a really delicate skeletal system, and at the same time, they have these incredibly powerful hind legs. So if a rabbit gets scared while they're restrained and they suddenly bolt or twist or just like start struggling and they have this harness on, dude, there is a huge high risk that they can injure themselves. And it's just not a risk that I'm personally willing to take. Doesn't make sense for me. But I know that there are like loads of people out there who successfully walk the rabbits on leashes and harnesses. There's nothing wrong with that at all. What works for them, that's great. I just didn't feel comfortable with it. It's just not something that I personally feel she needs. I have a lot of faith that she can explore and have adventures in ways that make sense for her without me needing to put her on a leash. And honestly, that's become another thing that I have to remind myself of while getting a bunny. She is not a dog, and I don't need to turn her into one. Plus, I already have an animal who needs to be walked every day. So little Bambina has that department covered. Number 5, the salt and mineral licks. This one is absolutely one of those things that I probably would have bought if I hadn't done any of the research, because I had bunnies growing up and they had salt mineral licks. Because you see them hanging in the small animal section and there's like a bunny on it. So we just like, due to the package, we think like, oh, I guess bunnies need salt licks. But a healthy rabbit who is eating an appropriate balanced diet generally doesn't need me adding salt or a mineral lick to it just because it's sold in the pet store, right? So this is one that is probably the easiest for me to skip. She doesn't need it, I'm not buying it. And this one really brought me back to the same question I started asking myself about everything I buy for Bijou, and that you should ask yourself too. Does my rabbit actually need this? Not, does the pet store sell this? Not, does everybody on Instagram have this? Not, is this sold out in TikTok shop? If you have a bunny, let me know in the comments, like, what did you buy that you thought you needed that you definitely didn't need? And like always, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Bye.